Yo, what's good, everybody, and thank you for tuning in into another Tyler Perry Zatima overall review. This is season 2, episodes 3 and 4. If this is your first time coming to my channel, welcome. If you are a returning family member, you already know what it is and what it always will be. I don't remember if I stated this on the first video, but I'm not going scene by scene. It's just an overall thoughts, overall overview of the episodes. Be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe if you choose to. If not, just sit back, relax. We're gonna get right into this thing. So episode 3, we pick up where Fatima and Zach are getting ready to start their day. And she just reassures him, that she loves him because he had a rough night. This is the morning following, when he told her about his mom and the experience that he had when he saw his mother giving head, leaving him in the store, left him in the store again, and it was just triggering for him. So she was just reassuring Zach, that she's there for him and she's going to let him know as often as she needs to so that he never forgets it. So let me just say, the late Jasmine Brown, who plays Deja, is hilarious to me. She is hilarious. So when they come out, she is getting groceries out of the car and she has on this damn neck brace. Baby, when Fatima threw her groceries up against the house and she was like, you breaking my damn wine. I hollered. I thought that was so funny. She is playing this role of Deja. It's hilarious. But Deja in this damn neck brace, I said, baby, it was sending me. I said, first of all, Fatima did drag her out the hot tub and she did punch her. But she didn't cause no bodily harm like that for her to be rocking no damn neck brace. She didn't. Now, I said, Fatima, that is Zach's property, and now you got red wine residue on the outside of his duplex. I said, what are you doing? It's interesting because Deja is like so childish and immature in a sense, and it's just interesting to see how this woman gets under Fatima's skin every time she sees Deja. I'm like, Deja ain't doing nothing. Deja can pretty much be ignored. I'm like, Fatima, you are the one who gives her the attention that she's seeking because she can easily just be ignored. That's just how I feel about it. But Fatima threw the groceries. Zach was like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. And I said, you know what I'm saying? For somebody who wants to be a lawyer, Fatima consistently put herself in these crazy situations that she can easily ignore. So Zach and Fatima pull up to the parking garage and she sees Paul with Angela. And so Zach is instantly like, who is this dude? Like, he is instantly, jealous. And so Paul tries to introduce himself to Zach by extending his hand, and Zach refuses to shake it. I said, oh, Lord, I just knew it was finna be a problem. Zach was acting like an ass. I said, oh, Father. So Fatima asked Paul how much did she owe him for taking care of the tire. And he basically tells her, there's no charge. It was just a pleasure, for me to do it. And Zach says, oh, no, you won't be pleasuring anybody. So he proceeds to open up his wallet. He counts out $7 and throws it at Paul. Now, Paul has more restraint than I do because I would have knocked Zach the hell out. I think that is so. It's certain things for me that may not bother other people, but there's like 3 things that are like so disrespectful to me. 1, don't hang up in my face. 2, don't spit on me. And 3, don't throw no damn money in my face, because both I'm probably going to jail. I would hope I would be able to constrain myself, but I don't think. Now, you hang up in my face, you're not in my presence, so I can't do nothing to you. But to spit on me and throw money in my face, I'm like, you know how filthy money is? And you got the audacity to throw it in my face? Oh, you got to see me. Like, straight up, you got to see me. But that's just my 3 things. So I was like, damn, Zach, for real? I was like, that was hella disrespectful. You don't know this man. You literally just met him and you throwing money in his face. I said, wow. Okay. So Zach tells Paul that he could buy a couple flannel shirts with that money because he used to buy flannel shirts when he worked in construction in his smaller days, but he's big now. But we found out later on that Paul actually owns the company. It was owned by his father and it was given to him. I said, Zach, let's rewind this, my dude. You worked on one house, my guy. One. And you didn't even complete the assignment because the house that Zach was working on, it got purchased. So he never finished the entire thing. What, you worked 3 days on this house? Miss me. I said, baby, you big now. I said, oh, Zach is really feeling himself with this insider trading money that he's been able to acquire. I said, baby, it appears that somebody needs a piece of humble pie. And I think Zach is definitely en route to take out a huge slice. Because I was just like, baby, you on another one. But anyway, moving right on along. So once Paul leaves and Angela leaves, Fatima is not feeling, how Zach was acting. And he tells her that it was no different than what she did with Deja. I said, well, those are facts. And Zach, I'm with you when you're right, my dude. I am with you when you are right. And he was right. Ain't no different. They was both acting like immature individuals. So Angela bumps into Bryce. And he's trying to figure out why she's been ignoring him, why she's been avoiding him. And he has no idea that Angela is aware of the fact that he tried to kiss Zach, which is shocking to me that he would believe that she doesn't know, but he really doesn't. So, Zach walks into his office and he finds Nate and Tony waiting for him. Bryce comes out and he was like, oh, guys, what's up? Like, we playing ball this weekend. And so he goes and he tries, like dap him up or whatever. I wasn't really feeling how Zach was treating Bryce in front of Nate and Tony. He was trying to keep Bryce from touching them, trying to keep Bryce from shaking their hand. And I just felt it was a little too much. And I felt it was somewhat degrading. And I'm like, what are you doing? I'm not understanding why you're acting that way. Like, is it because of the fact of what he did to you? Or is it because of his sexual preference that you're acting this way? And then he later on tells the guys, because they're trying to figure out, like, why are you acting this way towards Bryce? And he was like, trust me, I'm saving y'all. And I'm like, saving them from what? Saving them from whom? I didn't like that. I didn't like the message it was promoting. Like, I understand you being upset. You don't like how Bryce tried you. I understand that. But don't make it weird. Like, don't do it to where now Nate and Tony are curious as to why you're acting that way. I just thought it was a little too much for me, but I don't expect much from Zach anyway. So the guys basically tell Zach that they are there to check on him because they heard from Jeremiah that he went and checked on his mother. Now, this is my issue when it comes to these friends. Jeremiah tends to, as it appears, he confides in Nate. He tells Nate everything that's going on with Zach. He keeps him abreast of everything. And I do find it interesting that Nate and Tony both know the damage that Zach's mom has done to him, the issues he's had with his brother. Why are you still so close to his brother? More so Nate than Tony. It doesn't seem like Tony and Jeremiah gets along, but Jeremiah and Nate, they seem to be a little too buddy for me. And I'm just like, nah, Zach, they just have the worst friends. Like, Fatima and Zach, they absolutely have the worst friends. So Fatima and Paul, they get stuck in the elevator. But before that happens, Fatima goes up to talk to Paul because Andy them are trying to have a conference call, and there's so much commotion and construction going on that they cannot effectively, get business done. So she goes up there, and she tells him that, and Paul lets her know, okay, I'll go downstairs and I'll talk to your boss. So that's when they get stuck in the elevator. And that's when we find out, that Paul is ex-military. He doesn't like to be in closed, confined places. It's kind of like PTSD, from his war days or his battle days or whatever. And so one thing I really loved about this scene, because it was long as hell, but the one thing I did love about this scene, I love the fact that Paul called Zach out. I really do. He was like, he's disrespectful. Basically what happened was he told Fatima, if I don't finish this job, I'm going to need the money that your boyfriend threw in my face. And Fatima was trying to apologize to Paul for Zach's behavior. And he was like, he really isn't like that. And Paul was like, no, he's disrespectful. And Fatima was like, no, he's not disrespectful. I said, Fatima, yes, the hell he is. And Paul kind of had my mindset too. Like, that's your man. I know you're going to defend him. But he was wrong. Period. He was like, I know people like Zach. Like, I know people like Zach. Fatima was like, he's in construction too. And I think you really like him. I said, in what world, Fatima? Like, miss me. In what world will Paul like Zach, especially after that first interaction? No, he wouldn't. And Paul was like, I highly doubt that. I said, yeah, Fatima, girl, you know damn well Paul and Zach would not be. Nah. So we find out that Fatima's father is military as well. And I think that's the first time we heard something that was very specific concerning either one of her parents. And I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting to know, because Paul made reference like your father is military and you're basically telling me that you don't know that your boyfriend is disrespectful. I said, yeah, call. I felt that conversation was needed because, Angela, I was going to say, Angela, one of those people that I would always suspect something from her when she talks about relationships or Zach, but Paul is someone who doesn't have any stake in Fatima nor Zach's relationship, and he's just able to call a spade, and I really did like that coming from a male perspective. Fatima, now I'm like, Paul, you know what I'm saying, you cool, my dude, I like you and everything, but this woman did tell you that she's engaged. You told her that, she was your type. Your past two ex-girlfriends look like her. I said, well, baby, maybe you picking the wrong women. Why these women your exes? What's going on with you? Because you seem like a good guy, Paul. You seem like you good, Paul. Why you keep having all these exes? What's going on? What's going on with you, my good guy? Because you look good on the outside. Maybe that inside ain't too good. I don't know. But I'm going to just keep it cute and keep it short because I do like you, Paul. We don't know what else going on with that. So we get back to Zach and Bryce. I do find it interesting that Bryce is acting as if Zach is overreacting to what he did. And the fact that he tells Zach, like, it was just a kiss. Like, you acting like an asshole and you acting like I murdered your mom. I said, well, damn, why you had to go that extreme, Bryce? First of all, you had been having inappropriate thoughts about this man. You were in business with him. You were going above and beyond because you did like him more than a friend. You made your working environment very uncomfortable. You crossed the line, my guy. And now you're acting as if Zach is in the wrong. Like, come on, like, Bryce, it ain't looking too good for you. And then why you had to bring up his mom on any level? It looked like a dark cloud came over Zach when he said that, like, you act like I murdered your mom. Zach pushed him up against that wall and basically told him, like, don't you ever talk about my mother. Don't you say anything about my mom. Don't you ever in your life say anything against my mother. I will break your freaking neck. I will break your face off. I said, well, dang, it was just that quiet anger that Zach had as he walked out of that office. I said, Bryce, baby, I beseech you to go in that other room, pack your stuff, and get the hell out of Dodge. Forget those 2 contracts that y'all got. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth you getting beat up. It just, it ain't worth it. The Val played that. I said, ooh, he might be good in some like suspense movies there. Cause that, I said, okay, I feel you. You did the thing with that. So Fatima and Paul are in the elevator. And the power comes back on. And as the power comes back on, it shakes the elevator. And it shakes it to the point Fatima has already taken off her shoes. And she leans over because she loses her balance. So, of course, Paul catches her. So the elevator doors open and there's Zach. And he's like, what the hell is going on? And that leads us into episode 4. Now, Zach acted like a complete immature asshole this entire episode. It was very hard for me to keep my attention locked in to episode 4 because Zach was annoying as hell to me. First of all, what is she doing? What is Fatima doing? You getting up off your knees as if what you're trying to insinuate she was giving him head? I'm not understanding. For a man who has such a high sex drive, for a man who always getting it in, always giving head, you mean to tell me that what you saw made you think Fatima gave head? I was just like, Fatima, why the hell you with Zach? Zach? I do understand him being territorial, and I know that Zach definitely could tell that Paul liked what he saw with Fatima, and I understand you making it known this is my fiance, so on and so forth. But the way that Zach carried on in episode 4, it was completely disgusting to me. It was a turn off to me. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, I will F you up. Don't you effing move. Don't you effing move. I said, Fatima, this is how I honestly feel after watching episode 4. I feel as if Fatima And she's mentioned this before. I can't remember if it was Sisters or Zatima. I don't know. And it don't even really matter. She mentioned about the men that she dated in the past and how the treatment of those men was worse than what she's dealing with Zach. And I feel like sometimes women do this, men too, but I can only speak from a woman's perspective, that a woman will get with a man, and because she feels he's treating her a little bit better than what she's experienced in the past, she'll stay with him. And it feels like you just settling for this because, hey, I mean, at least Zach is better than Ian. At least Zach is better than maybe who I've had in the past. And I'm just like, but what is Zach really offering you, though? Besides a penis that you can't really deal with anymore and money. Like, I don't understand. Like, I feel like the scale is super unbalanced when it comes to Fatima and Zach. What she offers Zach in comparison to what he's offering her, I don't see it. And I know a lot of people do come for me when I review Sisters when I say I don't understand why Fatima is with Zach. That is what I mean. What is she gaining from him? Why does it feel like she's getting the short end of the stick when it comes to Zach? That's how I feel. The fact that Fatima had to continue to explain, hey, look at me. This is what happened. I'm telling you this for the last time. This was going on and on and on. Like, it was too much. It was too much. I'm like, the fact that Fatima and Zach keep getting tripped up on other people, and some people say, well, they need to just cut off their friends and they'll be better. No, it ain't just that. No friends were involved in that elevator scene. It was just Fatima, Zach, and Paul. That Zach, he's so immature. Like, I don't get it. Fatima, you deserve so much better, sis. But anyway, Paul ends up doing this move on Zach, and had him hemmed up in the elevator. And once he let Zach go, Zach headbutted him. Before we get to that, though, Paul made a reference to this therapist that he knew that did like these retreats for men, and he felt like Zach could benefit from it, which that is a God honest truth. Fatima she kind of rejects it. I'm like, you just told this man he needed therapy, and now met somebody who could possibly point him in the right direction. And like Paul said, he doesn't have to know that it came from me, but Zach really does need help because this anger and this, this misdirected emotions, like, you gonna run up against somebody who gonna put a cap in your behind because you just do too much. You do entirely too much. Now let's deal with Angela. Angela is a horrible friend. Angela is a horrible friend. We see Angela meeting up with Belinda. She sent Belinda, first of all, there's a video going around of Zach and Paul, with their little fight, if you want to call it, in the elevator. It has been circulating around the office. She sends it to Belinda, who has a messy podcast and who wants to put this out online. She sends this, their meeting, she sends her this tape. Oh, and then they're talking about Zach and Fatima's relationship. Angela tries to come off so innocent. No, Belinda, don't do that. Well, me and Fatima about to go to lunch and this. And Belinda is still holding on to the fact that she was trying to help out Fatima when she was trying to have sex with Zach. I told y'all I was just trying to show her. No, you wasn't, girl. You was trying to have sex with that man. You scheduled everything, had it down to a science when you felt you were going to be able to be alone with him. So you can miss all of us with that. Nobody believe you. But I can respect Melinda in the sense because we already know you foul. And you know you foul. Now, Angela over here tries to play both sides. She tries to play the fact that, Fatima, I'm here for you. I'm your good friend, sis. No, you're not. Fatima and Angela, they go to lunch or dinner or whatever. She tells Fatima about Belinda having this tape and she put it online. Fatima tells Angela, I told you too nice. Belinda is no good. I said, Fatima, you are smart. I really want to hold on to that. You smart, sis. Angela is not too nice. Angela is messy as hell. I do find it interesting, though, how people are so quick to call out Angela and how she's a bad friend. But did she not do the same thing that Andy did with Karen when it came to that darn picture? Oh, okay, that's what I thought. But that's a whole nother other conversation for another video. But anyway, I said, Angela, deserved to get popped in her throat. She just deserved to get. There's no other way around it. Fatima, baby girl, you better off solo dolo, because the people who you have in your life as friends, my good sis, no. Then we get to this basketball scene. I'm not finna go too much of that because I can't stand Nate and Tony. One of the reasons why I can stomach Nate a little bit, because Nate know that he's a dog and Nate know that he's no good. Tony try to play both sides like Angela. You try to tell Zach, I'm here for you, bro. I got you, bro. And then when Nate say certain things, you jump on the bandwagon with that too. So they're outside playing basketball. Nate ass invited Connie. I'm like, what? Connie comes out. She's trying to throw it at Zach so hard. Zach wants to bite, but he ain't biting. And I'm just like, really? I just didn't understand that whole entire scene. It was just so incredibly stupid. That's just my personal opinion. But Connie, I'm like, is sex with Zach that great? You know what I'm saying? Like, is it really that great? I'm like, Tyler, do better for Zach. But I guess in essence he can't, because he has written him to only have one great characteristic, and that is what's dangling between his legs, which I think is incredibly sad. Fatima gets a call from her mother. Now, first of all, I got to deal with Tyler Perry on this, because when Fatima and Paul was in the elevator, I believe he asked her how long she and Zach had been together. She said a year. I said, I'm sorry, what? How the hell Zach and Fatima been together for a year and Karen ain't had no baby yet? Karen ain't even showing yet, but you've been with Zach for a year. I said, so was Fatima capping? Was Fatima lying? Just trying to make it seem like her and Zach had been together for that long? But y'all ain't been together for no damn year. Okay? Then this even furthers how jacked Tyler Paris, Lord, this writing. So Fatima gets a call from her mother. Her mother is concerned, and she could hear it in her voice something isn't right. And on top of that, she sent Fatima this special package that kept being returned. So we find out that Fatima has been living with Zach for 3 weeks. Okay, it's been 3 weeks. Fatima's mom tells her that, I talked to your landlord. I said, what landlord does Fatima have? I thought Fatima owned her spot and she was renting it out. Her landlord? I said, what the hell is up with... Tyler Perry will confuse you as you listening to this damn dialogue. But oh God, it was episode 4 was a hard one. Episode 4 was a hard one. But of course the mother is concerned, and then she was like, you're dating this dude Zach, right? And I said, how we go from Fatima not telling her parents about Zach, doesn't even know of his existence, now all of a sudden mom knows about Zach? I said, what the hell? This was a hard episode, mainly because the writing was just deplorable. But, so then Zach is home. Deja is getting out the car still with this whole thing about, she can barely move. She need help. So Zach has picked her up. So, this woman, who we know is Fatima's mom, she gets out, she parks, she walk in. Zach and Deja was like, well, who are you? She said, I'm Fatima's mother. And Zach proceeds to drop Deja on the ground. That's how episode 4 ended. I said, baby, I have gotten so many. And to everybody who's been listening, I'm just trying to get back in the swing of things. I was on spring break and I really did take a break. Getting back into watching Zatima, I'm not the bit more impressed. These 4 episodes, other than the great performance that DeVal gave at the end of episode 2, this season is not doing it for me. I thought the first season of Zatima was really good. I really did enjoy it. I don't know what the hell going on right now, but I'm gonna still keep it cute, and I'm not gonna drag these shows because it's a whole bunch of stuff I can call out. I'm gonna just let it slide. But yeah, I'm gonna still review it and give my overall thoughts about it and so on and so forth. And yeah, thank you guys for listening. Until next time, I will holler at y'all later. Until then, y'all be safe out there.